Hey, this is Preston Pugmire with Next Level Life, and in this episode, I'm going to teach you the 6 steps to achieve any goal. Let's do this. So what we have here is the blueprint. This is the Next Level Life blueprint for you to be able to achieve any goal. And there are 6 steps conveniently put into an acronym, SETBAR, set bar. This is where you set the bar for success. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start here. I'm going to explain how each one causes the one after it. We'll talk about causality. And when we get up to here, then we'll go back down. So by the end of this video, you will understand exactly how to use this blueprint now, like to take action now in your life. The way that you start is with R, which stands for results. You have to begin with the end in mind, as Stephen Covey says. When you don't really have a destination in mind, it's kind of like getting a GPS and then not plugging in an address. If you did that, you wouldn't know how to get where you're going, and the GPS wouldn't even know how to help you get where you're going. So you start with the results that you want. Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to make more money? Do you want to have a better relationship? Like, identify what it is with clarity. Now, after you have your results clarified and you really just understand where you want to go, the thing that people do is they immediately say to themselves, what do I need to do to get those results? And although it's a great question, it's just the tip of the iceberg. There's so many things that go into it kind of before that. However, we are going to start there. What do I need to do, right? The A stands for actions. Like I said at the beginning of the video, everything is caused by the thing before it, right? So your results are caused by and the actions that you take, the things that you are doing. But there's so much more, right? What causes your actions, or what influences, informs, and really creates the reasons behind your actions, behind your behavior, behind the decisions that you make. This is where it gets really interesting and really kind of tricky. Your actions are influenced by your beliefs. Your actions are influenced by your beliefs. Think about this. If you don't really believe that you can accomplish something, are you going to actually take the action necessary to accomplish it? If you really don't think that that person is going to say yes to a date, then most likely you're not even going to ask them out on a date. If you don't think that that person is going to say yes to a sale, to buying a product or service, then you're less likely to even ask them. So many times people say, what do I need to do? But they don't often say, what do I need to believe in order to take that action, in order to get that result? And this is where the causality becomes very important. Now, this is where it gets really exciting, because what determines your beliefs? Now, Brooke Castillo, she says, a belief is simply a thought that you keep thinking. I'll say that again. A belief is simply a thought that you keep thinking. If you keep thinking a thought over and over again, it's going to turn into a belief. So the thing that creates our beliefs are our consistent thoughts. The good news is you are in control of your thoughts at any moment. You're in control of how you form the thoughts, which thoughts you let into your mind, more importantly, which thoughts you let stay in your mind. Because negative thoughts and doubts and limiting kind of beliefs, those things are going to happen in everybody's life, unless you're not alive. So congratulations, you're alive if you're having negative thoughts. It's about whether or not you let those thoughts stay. And if you don't think that you are in control of your thoughts, then you're screwed. Because that's going to be basically a dam in the river of progression, and you're not even going to make any progress there. So now you know that you are in control of your thoughts lead to your beliefs influence your actions, which lead to your results. So what creates your thoughts? Now, I know that there's some discussion around this, different schools of thought around how this plays out. The way that I've structured this is you want to create like an environment basically like a petri dish that is going to lead to the best possible place for your thoughts to grow, place for your thoughts to flourish. You're not going to plant a seed in sand or in like rocky kind of soil. You want to give it a space to be nurtured. So when you have thoughts, it creates an opportunity for them to really thrive, really flourish, turn into beliefs, and then create the results that you want. So the E stands for emotions. The emotions that you are feeling really influence and inform the thoughts that you're thinking. And the thoughts that you're thinking influence and inform the emotions that you're feeling. It's kind of like a chicken and egg situation where the chicken comes first and the egg comes first. You just get to decide if it's about like figuring out which one is easiest, right? Is it easiest right now to control my thoughts in this moment, or is it easiest right now to control my emotions? They're very, very symbiotic and they work together. So we go like this. Your emotions and your thoughts are kind of flip-floppable, and sometimes they cause the other ones and sometimes they cause the other ones. It's about whether or not you feel more comfortable and more in control of which one at any given moment. I think that thoughts might be quicker to really get in control of, like in any moment, and those are going to lead to the emotions. But let's be honest, STEBAR doesn't work as well. So you get to realize that emotions and thoughts are really, really interchangeable. They really are, because they're so integrated. But this is probably the most important of all the steps, because as you see, it's at the beginning and it causes all of the other ones. Now, S stands for your state. Your state is the most important component of this entire recipe. Your state is basically, how are you feeling? Where are you at? What's your energy like? The entirety of your thoughts, your emotions, the way your physical body is like positioned. How are you looking at things? Where's your focus? What are you talking about? What are you thinking about? It's just the entirety of all of it. You are in control of your state at any given moment. I see so many people who are acting like they are not in control of the way that they show up in life, show up in relationships, show up in business. And they're creating the situation where they're being victims to their situation. In every situation, there are things you can control and things that you cannot. However, when you focus on the things that you cannot control, you're guaranteed to give yourself a lower ground on which to stand on to build your state up. So, how do you get into a good state? Now, Tony Robbins tells us that there are 3 components to managing your state. He calls them the triad. Number 1, your focus. What you focus on really determines how you're showing up. It determines whether or not you're looking at the glass half full, glass half empty. That's the old cliche, right? The glass doesn't change. It's your perspective on it. There's a meme or a picture that I saw recently. We'll put it up here, where there's a bus driving down. You can see it right there. The bus doesn't change, but the people's views do. The bus doesn't change, but the people's view changes based on where they're focusing. That guy's looking at the mountain, the gray, the gloom and doom. That other one's looking at the sunset and all the possibilities. They're in the same position, and they both have access to the same views. It's just, what are you choosing to focus on? Are you choosing to focus on what you can control, what you can't control? Are you focusing on what you lack or what you have? Or are you focusing on stuff that's happened in the past or stuff that's maybe going to happen in the future? Or are you focusing on what's happening now in the present moment? Because focusing on the past can often lead to depression. Focusing on the future can often lead to anxiety. And focusing in the present moment allows you to be centered and allows you to be in a state where you are setting yourself up for the best results possible. The second component of your state is your physiology. And this is simply how your physical body is, how you're standing. Because right now, if you're sitting there watching this on your phone or your computer, and you're not feeling that great, dude, I get it, I've been there. But my guess is that your body is positioned a certain way when you're not feeling that great. Think about this. What does depressed look like? Shoulders down, focus down, eyes down, breathing is shallow, your voice is like down, like there's an energy of this, there's a physiology around it, right? Versus if your team just won the championship, or something, you just won the lottery, or something else happened, you just saw a friend that you haven't seen in a while. Like, how's your physiology around this? Think about if you're at a concert. Even right now, I can feel myself just like starting to get excited. The cells in my body, the energy, just the blood is just pumping, like everything. Shoulders back, eyes up, smile on your face, shifting your focus. You can feel an energetic shift. I have a move that I make. Looks like this. I just go like this. It's my power move, right? Yeah, I don't really do it around people because sometimes it makes me feel weird. I just did it in front of you guys. But think about it. Create an opportunity for you to step into a higher level of physiology. Put on a song and have a dance party, even if you're by yourself. Go for a walk. Take big breaths. There are so many different ways. Go call like one of your best friends who you know is going to lift you up. Think about what it is for you. For you, there is something that you can do to change your physiology. Get up, walk to a different room. It changes the energy. Open a window, do some burpees and push-ups. It doesn't matter. Like, you are in control of, and therefore you are responsible for and accountable for the way that you show up in your physiology. You can always control what you're focusing on. Always. Because if you get, if you got 10, like if you put a post up and you got 10 comments that were all positive, and then there was one person who even was neutral or negative, you can choose to focus on the 10 positive comments, or you can choose to focus on the one negative hater, right? Like you can choose. It's always up to you. You also can choose what your physiology is, okay? Always. Third component is your language. Seriously, are you using the language of increase or the language of decrease? Are you saying words like try, can't, I will later, or maybe, or it's hard, or it just as always happens to me, this is just who I'm like? Are you using words like this? Are you using words like I commit? No, thank you. I love that. How can that be improved? What else is going well right now? Your language will dictate your state. And if you put all these things together, focus, physiology, language, it puts you in a good state, which leads to you being able to control your emotions easier. You're really in control of your thoughts. And then it leads to thinking beliefs that are going to lead to your eventual destiny. You take different actions and then you get different results. Now, in the second video, we are going to go through this the other way. We're going to go down the list and see how these things really, really affect all of our life. So go ahead and stay tuned for that. I'm very excited. Thank you so much. Not too often, but just get it like once a month, right? Just like something that's gonna like, I'm gonna change my energetic state. You know what? I want to take that sugary drink thing out there. I don't want to get a bunch of comments around that. So